Today, talking about this beer right here. It's it's a unique one, folks.
When you saw this in the store,
What made you think I bought it?
What were you thinking? Because I didn't buy it.
This beer, we don't know what we're getting into here.
It sounds like it's a sought-after beer among craft beer enthusiasts.
Well, see,
so hey,
we're craft beer enthusiasts.
We are craft beer enthusiasts.
Well, welcome everyone to this beer chat with the Beer Guys. Greg Johnson, Shane Zeppelin here in our studio in Glencoe, Minnesota. Shane, we're doing a little something new here, something different.
Something a little bit different. We thought we'd try a different format.
Yeah.
More chat style.
Oh, yeah. Podcast-ish.
But we're also going to review a beer.
We're still doing a brewcast with a beer to be reviewed, and we may talk about some other brews as well, or just beer-related stuff. So it's kind of wing it through it, but we're going to be talking about this beer right here. It's a unique one, folks. It's called Puff Puff Pineapple Marshmallow Hazy IPA.
Quite interesting. Greg, when you saw this in the store,
what made you think I bought it?
What were you thinking? Because I didn't buy it.
Well,
what were you thinking?
It was talking to me.
Was it the pineapple?
Yeah,
itself.
Yeah. Well, it was the marshmallow. Really.
The marshmallow.
Marshmallow and puff marshmallow pineapple blah blah blah. That just sounded weird. So I thought that'll make a good brewcast or something to talk about on the show. So
let's see what this looks like.
Let's do it. Let's get some in a glass and kind of go from there. What do you say?
While we're pouring, we invite you to go grab a beer.
Yep.
Your favorite beer. I don't know if you would have this on hand, but if you do,
if
you happen to,
what are the odds? Huh?
Give it a try along with us. But I guess
something. Grab your favorite brew of some kind anyway, and enjoy. Yeah, again, as we mentioned, this is a different style for us here. So let us know. Drop a comment below if like it, good, bad, or otherwise. We appreciate your comments.
Especially if they're the or otherwise comments.
Yeah, they're all good. This beer, we don't know what we're getting into here.
Well, that poured really nice.
It did, yeah. And it is hazy, as you can see.
It is hazy.
You know why? Because it's in a haze glass.
Oh, I see that.
Yeah.
You've got a haze glass. I've got a bad habit brewing glass. Show the audience here.
Yeah.
Look at that.
No, I got some shrapnel floating around.
Well, I wonder if it's unfiltered. I'm curious.
And it's who knows. But it's by 903 Brewing out of Sherman, Texas.
Okay.
Do you know where Sherman is by chance?
I do not know where Sherman is.
Right next to Peabody. No,
I was going to say that.
How are you now? Not too many people will get that. It's north of Dallas a little ways, maybe about 40 minutes north of Dallas, give or take, on Highway 75. Been through there a few times over the years. Yeah, with the old show car rig years ago. So
did you ever stop at 903?
Didn't know about it then. Didn't know about 903 Brewers, but they've been around since 2013. So wow. And they say they kind of go for the unique styles and stuff like that. That's kind of their thing. So
are they the 903? Is that like an area code down there?
I'm thinking. I don't know that for sure, but that would kind of make sense because we've seen 612 Brewing and
805 Brewing.
Yeah, and that's been there.
Well, I'm sorry, 805 is not a brewery. 805 is a beer style by Firestone Walker.
Oh,
and 805 is the area code. So it's kind of
that would make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 903 Brewers.
Yeah. Brewers, not brewing, but Brewers, Sherman, Texas. And
interesting.
Started by a younger couple, and they liked to try unique beers, and it kind of took off from there. They actually won some awards with some of their beers, and
cool.
Yeah. So we'll see.
We'll see how this
this off the hand. I thought Shane will hate this, but that'll be part of the fun. But you might not. You might surprise us all.
You never know.
If you've tried it, let us know, as we said, and it'll be interesting to see what you think. But
tell you what, I like marshmallows.
Yeah,
I do.
I do too. Yeah.
I don't know why. It's just like I like Rice Krispie bars are like awesome, like to me, and a chocolate covered marshmallow like you get at Easter, or even sometimes I'll melt some chocolate chips and dip half a marshmallow in that. Yeah, I love it.
I'm going to an event next week, and they've got a chocolate fountain and marshmallows.
Oh,
and
yes.
They got fruit and marshmallows and stuff. Of course, I might have to try one or two.
Yeah, exactly.
But anyway, or a s'more. That's on that.
S'mores. I love s'mores too.
So. Oh, here. Well, we got beer today.
So but I've never had a marshmallow with pineapple.
Yeah. Well, yeah. There you go. That's different.
So that will be different.
It smells. Have you smelled it at all?
Oh, I haven't. I
haven't
sweet. Done. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. 6.5% on the ABV. They don't show an IBU, and I guess it might be negligible or it's well hidden. So I couldn't find it. I searched other places too. I couldn't find an IBU on this at all.
So this is interesting because I get aroma of the marshmallow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, me too.
And there's a little fly flying around here.
He must have came with the. No, he's still.
Oh, he's still here. I gotta set this down because I might spill it.
Yeah, did you get him?
I got him.
I think he's a dead one now.
There we go.
Yeah.
I don't want him drinking my beer.
No, that's right.
This is mine.
That's.
And I get the pineapple as well.
Yep.
I get that marshmallow
kind
and
pineapple. Tropical marshmallowy.
Mm-hmm. And
smells good.
That sweetness.
Yeah. Well, I might have to take a little sipperoo here because it's kind of
do that because I'm curious to know what you think on this beer. I do like the aroma. It's interesting, oddly.
Huh.
Now we're enjoying these in, I guess, a glass. It's probably works well for this style of beer.
Yeah, it's probably hinted. These are more towards like an IPA. Beer glass of sorts.
This glass from Bad Habit, it's got kind of a unique shape. I really like this shape. It lends to the aroma as you're drinking the beer. It kind of is in your face. That glass is very similar. It's got a little bit of a curve in.
Yep. It lets it really kind of come out of there.
I enjoy drinking beer out of a glass more than a can, but it seems like I drink more beer out of a can than I do out of a glass.
Do you?
Mm-hmm. Because like in the evening, I don't want to dirty a glass. I just have the can in like a can koozie that keeps it cold.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Because I'm not one to like just slam a beer down. I like to enjoy it.
Yep.
As we go or as the evening goes on.
That's what we suggest.
Yeah.
And yeah.
But in a glass, that's where all the aromas and the flavors
opens up the beer. The molecules open up, and almost any beer will taste a little bit better in a glass, especially even some of the standard American beers. Your Millers and Buds. They say even those taste a little bit better in a glass. Yeah. Now I don't know if you get into the Busch Lights and stuff like that. Probably don't make any difference.
Probably not.
But
probably not.
Still, no. I still like even
a glass bottle will like hide the flavors.
Yeah.
Because there's no room for the
right. It's the pouring that opens it up, and the type of glass does make a difference. And I always tell people if you're going to really want to enjoy a beer, make sure you pour it in a glass. And they always go, you know what? Whether it's a psychological thing or not, it is better. There's something to it. There is actually a science to it. So this beer is interesting. I do get the marshmallow. It kind of hangs with you a little bit, and I get a little tropical fruit, pineapple, I guess, and it does leave a little bit of an odd bitterness at the end. Do you get that?
I do. That's probably the IPA part.
You guess always
the hops part.
It's not sody pop.
It's not. I've got some notes here I could talk about.
What you got?
Well, as far as hops, it says it's brewed using Citra and Amarillo.
Well, I know you like Citra.
I do like Citra. Not as much as Mosaic.
Yeah, I know it's
Mosaic. Yeah, Citra's a good hop.
Yep,
it's got that.
Chad's a big Citra.
Chad. Yeah, my brother Chad really likes the Citra hops because he likes the grape fruitiness.
I do as well.
Yeah.
The Amarillo is more of a straightforward standard hop.
They're saying citrusy and floral notes. So I'm assuming the Amarillo is more floral.
Must balance out because obviously the pineapple is coming. I don't know if they actually put pineapple in it. But I like what it says on the can here. Pairs well with chicken nuggets, cheesy chips, and making origami.
Well,
I don't think we'll be doing any of the above.
I've never like the only origami I've done is those. You've seen those little like when you're a kid, you do those fold up paper things with the numbers and the letters and stuff, and I've done that. That's probably as close to origami as I get. Or a paper airplane.
Paper airplane. There you go. That's origami-ish.
It's origami-ish.
I like it.
I suppose I could see this going with making a paper airplane.
Perhaps.
Chicken nuggets. Yeah, I can see chicken nuggets because the sweet and sour sauce on a chicken nugget. I can see that blending pretty well with this.
Yeah, maybe not the barbecue.
No, I'd stay away from barbecue on that. Yeah. Hot mustard, maybe. Hot mustard. But
the cheesy chips.
The cheesy chips.
Yeah, maybe. Hey, to each their own, I guess. But
pretzels.
Pretzels go good.
Like a honey mustard pretzel with this.
A honey mustard pretzel.
Yeah. That would probably go good.
It would.
Huh.
Do you are you picking up on? Do you pick up on the marshmallow? And
I do. I pick up on the marshmallow. But it's less sweet than it smells.
Yeah. At first, I thought it was going to be really wow, but
it smells like a Rice Krispie bar almost.
It kind of does. Yeah. With a little fruitiness.
With a little fruitiness, yeah. So I've had Rice Krispie bars several ways. Sometimes with the peanut butter in the Rice Krispie bar and chocolate on top.
Yeah, there's a name for that, but that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is that name?
Yeah. It's not something layer. Something layer bars, not something. No, that's the other ones with the coconut and all that.
Yeah, that's
just like a 7-layer bar. Those are good too.
They are, but I always keep it to 5 layers.
Do you?
I leave out the coconut and the walnuts.
What?
Yep.
Something wrong with him.
There is something wrong with anybody who likes coconuts.
I like coconuts and walnuts.
Yeah, well.
Cuckoo. Call me crazy.
Yep.
Yeah,
call you crazy. Greg Crazy Johnson.
I've been called Crazy Greg many times, especially by kids. Hey, Crazy Greg.
My wife just made those 7-layer bars.
She did?
Actually, about a week ago.
With the 7?
She made all 7 layers. Well, no, she made 6 layers. She doesn't like walnuts either. Oh. She did put the coconut in. Everybody else's but mine. She made a separate pan for me.
That's love. That's love right there. Chris, she's okay.
She's awesome.
Yeah.
She's awesome. But yeah, so but I've also had Rice Krispie bars with bits of cherry, like maraschino cherries.
I like those. I
have
not.
You cut them in half, or you get the ones that are already cut in half.
Yeah.
You kind of pat the juice out of them, and then you mix it in, and then voila.
Huh.
Put a little almond flavor instead of vanilla, or in addition to, actually, and that lends well to. It kind of reminds me of that because it's that cherry bite or fruitiness.
Yeah. Yep.
I get some of that.
Yeah, I can see that because it's kind of tropical. It's
It makes me think I should make Rice Krispie bars.
Yeah. And
put a little pineapple chip, chunks in there.
Excuse me.
Because you never. Oh goodness.
Sorry.
Hey.
Excuse me. That might be kind of good.
Yeah.
Because if the pears in here, I mean, it would obviously lend itself to a Rice Krispie bar.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Things you'll learn on Beer Chat, huh? I mean, we're just chatting about all kinds of stuff, but this beer is lending itself to kind of some interesting side notes.
It is.
And I think this is kind of a limited release. They only do it every so often, so I don't think it's a year round for them. So if you see it, you might want to check it out because I don't know. The more I drink it, it's kind of growing on me a little bit too. It's like first I was like, well, I don't know. I do like marshmallow and all that other stuff, but maybe in a beer, I don't know. But that's what I thought it would make it fun. But
it is an interesting flavor profile. But I am getting like a lot of residual marshmallow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it kind of haunts you on the back. Not, I don't mean in a bad way, haunting, but it kind of you don't really get it. It's like, oh, it's there then. Then it kind of hangs in there. It's still got marshmallow going that much. I don't mind.
I don't mind either. But it's not a bad flavor.
Yeah, and I thought because it's kind of a hazy IPA, Shane will go, but yeah, huh?
Well, hazies aren't always my favorite, but because I like more of the pure IPAs. But I do like some hazies, and there are styles that are more hazy.
Right, yeah, and then this is kind of a unique one in its own with the pineapple and marshmallow stuff in there. So I think that makes it even more interesting. It just really gives it a very unique profile.
It does.
Yeah.
I'm looking at my notes here, and it does say that this beer is a limited release. Okay. It's often released as a special or seasonal offering, but it sounds like it's a sought-after beer among craft beer enthusiasts.
Well, see,
so, hey,
we're craft beer enthusiasts.
We are craft beer enthusiasts.
Hey, and if you're a craft beer enthusiast, hey, hit that like button below, will you? And subscribe as well. We'd really appreciate that. That helps us out a bit. And leave a comment. Again, we're trying this style of brewcast. Let us know what you think. It all helps us out a bunch. So
and share this channel with your friends, just like you're sharing a beer with your friends.
Yeah.
Unless you just don't have too many of these, you want to keep them for yourself. We understand.
Yeah, but, But share the cheap stuff.
Us.
Yeah. Hey.
Share the cheap stuff.
Hey. We're talking about us again. Knock it off. Well, good. Yeah. So, of course, as you know, we rate our beers: buy it, try it, or skip it. We keep it simple, and we just got to ponder this. Would this, we've talked about a little bit in the past about having a top 10 beers, and we're gonna do that one of these times.
Yeah.
Would this have a possibility of entering your top 10?
No.
Think about it. No.
No, it wouldn't.
Okay.
And I could talk a little bit about. I do like it. I like it as a once in a while kind of a fun.
Yeah.
But for me, like my top 10 has to be something that I either have in the fridge all the time. I could swap it with any of the other top 10 to drink at any time, and I don't have to necessarily be in the mood for that. This beer, I think I've got to be in the mood for.
Yeah, I can see that because it's not when you just grab. You just want to really sit down and enjoy a good solid craft beer. I don't know. This is one you drink for fun. It's tasty and it's thirst quenching.
It is, and I can see if you're at the brewery and this is on tap, I could probably have a couple of them. Like I'm gonna go to the brewery. This is in season. This is what I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
This is why I'm going to the brewery, and I'm gonna have 1, 2 of these. And be fine with it.
Yeah,
I could have a second one of this followed up from the first one. Sometimes they're one and dones, but this one here lends to more than one. To me,
it doesn't. It's not overwhelming sweetness like I thought maybe it was going to be at first.
Not at all.
I thought when I smelled it, I thought, oh boy, yeah, but no. So it doesn't go where it's like okay, we've had some where they're really good, but in small doses. And this one, I'm kind of surprised it doesn't kill you with the sweetness. 903 Brewers did okay with this one.
They did.
Yeah.
And it's an IPA, so you're going to have to like IPAs as well.
Sure.
So there's that. So if you don't like IPAs, it might not be your cup of tea.
But if you're, it's a little bit transitional maybe.
A little bit, because it's not as sharp as what a lot of IPAs get.
Right.
But, I do like it. Greg, let's talk a little bit about
how give it a rating, and we're going to do that in a little while.
Well, I was just going to ask you, talk a little bit about, what you'd rate this beer and why.
Oh, okay. Well, how about we do it now?
Hey, he didn't let me finish.
Yeah, I know. I do that once in a while. Believe it or not.
That's okay.
Shane's talking away. Anyway, I get so excited.
I know. It's kind of an exciting beer.
Well, okay. We'll give it the old BeerGuyTV rating here. I think I would give it a buy it.
A buy it. Okay.
And not that I would keep it in the fridge all the time, but once in a while. Because it's a limited release, when it is available, I think I grab some just to have it and want to try. You kind of go, okay, it's my usuals, and I got an oddball one here to try. And it's not because it's just, and not only because it's odd, it's actually pretty tasty. So it's a soft buy it for me.
It's a buy it.
Something
nice.
I would
nice.
If I saw it again, I would. By golly, I'll pick some more of that up. And the flavor profile is kind of neat. I do enjoy the marshmallowy, but it's not overdone. It's not super sweet where it could be. We've had, we've had some where it's like, oh boy, But I think it's balanced out by the hop and the tropical pineapple-y taste in there is kind of refreshing. So
yeah.
So that's where I'm at.
So that's where you're at.
Yeah. How about you, sir?
Well, I just have a question for you.
Uh-oh.
So you give it a buy it.
I do.
Would you have it with chicken nuggets?
Sure.
All right.
I, like you though, I'd pick the right sauce. That'll be the key.
Right
That'll be the key to that. But chicken, chicken strips or nuggets. Sure, why not?
Perfect. I like the body of the beer is really well balanced. I like the viscosity.
Ooh,
there's a term I don't use often.
Yeah.
It's not too light. It's not too heavy. Doesn't leave a coin on your tongue. Fairly dry finish with the marshmallow kind of back tones, which I happen to like because I like marshmallows. So there's that. I would also give it a buy it, and for very similar reasons. I wouldn't, so if I do buy this, I just have to know I have to drink it within a couple months of buying it. Mm-hmm. Recently, I had an IPA, and by recently I mean last night.
Okay.
I cracked open an IPA that had been sitting around from October.
Okay.
From a local brewery, and I generally like the IPAs, right? But then as I was drinking it, it had this super off flavor. So it had turned...
It oxidized on you.
It did some... It was in a can, so I mean, sunlight didn't hit it, but it was just... It was off. It was just off. And I couldn't tell if it was the beer or my palate. Something... Okay, did I eat something that kind of threw it off?
That can do it.
Smoked sausage or something? So then I thought, well, okay, I'll crack open something I know that is always fresh and I always like, and it's my go-to beer. And so I had some of that. It's like, no, this is just fine. So it wasn't my palate; it was the beer, and the beer was off. So IPAs are the kind of beer you want to have fresh.
Yeah, you don't want to stick some in the fridge and then, I'll catch up with that down the road.
Yeah, a year later, it's like, just skip it. Now a stout, that's different.
Yeah.
We've had stouts that are actually a few years old that aged really well.
We had some Belgians.
Yes, Belgians.
They're good for cellaring.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah. But the IPAs don't seem to do that well.
No. Yeah. So that being said, again, I'll buy it, but then I'd probably buy a couple cans. I wouldn't buy a 12-pack.
I'm gonna say I think I bought a 6-pack of these.
Perfect. I mean,
and that was just right. Yeah.
Yep.
And so and then when those are gone, I'm good.
Yep.
And then when it comes out next season, I pick up another one.
Yeah.
So it's a buy it, but in limited quantity.
I know. I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
So it wouldn't probably make my top 10 either, but it would be neat if we were ever down in Sherman, Texas. If they had it on tap, that would be fun to check out.
It would be.
It sounds like a unique brewery anyway. 903 Brewers, Sherman, Texas. You ever down in Texas, swing in Dallas or something, head north up on Highway 75 and check out 903 Brewers.
Puff Pineapple.
Puff Pineapple. Got to give them credit. It's unique and the old pineapple sitting back.
Yeah, kind of like how you do on the show here.
Yeah. I do get kind of... Yeah, I know.
There's some small writing on the can, but I'm not going to attempt to read it with these glasses. I can't even. Maybe you could read it.
I doubt it. I'm going to try, though, folks, just for you. Is that below the pairs with?
No, it's above. It's under Indian Pale Ale.
Yep. It just talks about the additions of pineapple and marshmallow flavors give the IPA enhanced creamy sweetness and amplified tropical complexity. Yep. Mellow, hoppy, bitterness, lends balance on the finish. I have to agree with that.
Just what we said.
Yeah. Wow. And we didn't read that prior. So it's not like we cheated.
Well,
yeah.
Maybe our palates have just become attuned to.
Yeah, we've as we've mentioned in the past, we've reviewed hundreds and hundreds of beers, and we've tasted thousands. So, and that's not bragging. I'm just saying, just because of what we do, it's like, wow. After a while, it's crazy.
It is. And yet we can still pick up the nuances.
Yeah. And yet we find something new that we haven't tasted before. This is something different.
This is something different.
Yeah, I'm glad I got it. I'm glad you like it.
I do like it.
Yeah, I would.
I do like it.
So
great job, 903.
Yeah. And
well, if you like this video, stick around for this one that's coming up next. You're going to want to watch that one because it's the one that YouTube picked out for you.
Yeah, check it out.
Yep. And with that,
beers to ya.